Making my game face. Ain't no stopping me, you know I'm coming in first place. Won't stop it till I get that ring. I'ma dominate all day. No matter who you bring, I will not lose.
Yeah.
I will not lose.
I will not lose.
Yo, what up? It's your boy CjGj Stone, aka Black Gritty. Welcome to another episode of Gritty Nights. Rotisserie Roseman is in full effect, and he is cooking, slow roasting for your ass. Calm down and relax. All the moves we need are going to be made. Everybody's got money. The league is going crazy. Free agency out here looking like the WNBA. Well, not the WNBA, the regular NBA. I mean, I just got to put the WNBA there so I can put the tag in for the show because that's where all the views are lately. Everybody care about the ladies nowadays, so got to throw that out there for the people. But yeah, free agency, Rotisserie Roseman is upon us. That's what I call them, slow roasted. You know what I mean? Looking at it through the glass with the seasonings and the spices and all that drip. He out here spending that money. We got Saquon Barkley out here. You know what I'm saying? So I started you, Jason. Are you excited about Saquon? Are you barking?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited about it. I'm an official Saquon hater of years past, but now I have to be reformed and eat all the stuff that I used to talk shit on him about because he was a giant and a Penn State player. So
yeah, it was more to Penn
I'm
State.
a big fan. Yeah.
But
But now he's in the green now, so all is forgiven, and he doesn't know me, so he doesn't know what I said.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a second. We're gonna get that right off the bat. Harry.
Man, I'm excited. It's one of those things, like, again, with Jason, you kind of downplay guys like that when they're on other teams, and it's one of those things where, yes, a little bit of injuries here and there, obviously, in his career, but Giants were like the 30th ranked rushing O-line last year, and now they're going to the first, maybe not the first with Jason Kelce gone, but you got to imagine that production is going to go up a ton, and just with the other weapons we have, and Jalen Hurts, tush push didn't get banned, you know what I'm saying? We're in business, baby, so I'm excited about Saquon.
So let me just go out here and give the nice soliloquy as it is. Hating on Saquon don't even really matter because the Giants are just not relevant. Right. So no matter how good he was or how bad he was, it didn't affect us or our game going against him. We won all the time. And every once in a while he break off a run and you got to say, damn, that looks good, but you're still a Giant. It sucks to be you. He gets to go from that crap turf to our good green grass, to that last offensive line, to a top 5, top 10. I don't know what's going to happen losing Kelce, but a top something offensive line. He is going to ball out, stay healthy, because half of his injuries besides the Achilles are, bro, I'm playing for a team with 5 wins. Why am I going to risk my life out here on this turf? Let me just sit down for 3 games. So he comes here fully healthy, and Howie Roseman pisses me off sometimes because I know he be lying, but he lies very well. He's like the girl on Facebook that you asked to go out on a date with, you know what I mean? And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not dating anybody right now. And you're like, oh, cool. Then I go on Instagram and I see her 3 nights later at some restaurante with some dude in a suit. And I'm like, oh, you're just not dating me. Okay. So when Howie says I don't pay running backs, he meant I don't pay broke backs, okay? He paid Shady a whole lot of money. He had no problem giving Shady top freaking dollar. He seemed to have no problem giving Saquon Barkley top dollar. And the only thing I trust Howie Roseman with is a checkbook. I don't trust him with the draft because I don't know how these Georgia dogs looking out. I don't even trust him in free agency, to be honest. CjGj, we happy about that. We're going to talk about it in a second, but he was injured 15 games last year, almost dodged the bullet for a season to take a break from your old girlfriend who had an attitude problem. Seems like a good move right now. So we don't know, but I know Howie knows money. So when Howie's out here dishing out this money and you think you're running back got the 4 best all time, I know that somewhere in that contract, Howie's out here greasing the wheels so he can slide up out the back end of that if he needs to a year early. So I don't care about the money. It's not a problem. I'm excited. I'm happy. Last thing I'm going to say about it, Tiki Barber is a bitch. Oh, you're in the media now, and the fact that you came out and said, your legacy, I would never even love you and care about you, you're a piece of trash. I'm like, first of all, I saw you in them high heels on Vogue magazine, you bitch. No offense. If you're going to cross-dress. Don't dip your toe in it and act like you a grown man. Secondly, I remember when you couldn't carry a ball and had to walk around in the bathroom with dudes trying to knock the body hands because you had to fumble rooskies. Saquon never had that issue. And number 3, don't backtrack like a bitch once he leaves and takes a huge deal, goes down the street so he can keep his New York property and visit on the weekends. Shut your mouth and then try to backtrack and say, well, I'm just speaking for the fans. Nah, bitch, you're speaking for yourself and your 17-year career or retirement where you never won nothing, never did nothing, and the team got better without you, you bitch, Tiki Barber. And I don't care because I know you ain't never going to see this, but I hate dudes that are players and they get in the media and talk shit and then immediately want to act like a bitch once Saquon got here and said it with his whole chest. You never liked me, hater. You know what I mean? Don't smile on my face when you see me because you know that's the kind of bitch shit that bitches do, and that's what the barbers are all about. Barber bitches. So anywho, what else did we get done today? We got CjGj back, and the deal looks like, Harry, how'd that deal look? How'd that money looking?
I mean, like you said, how it's less than he, could have signed last year or whatever it was. I mean, at the end of the day, 50 million added to the cap plus losing Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelsey and those numbers potentially off the books or whatever. I just think Howie's got too much money now, to work with, and he's making the right deals. So I'm happy to CjGj, whatever, water under the bridge, all that stuff we were going on last year in the offseason. I'm ready to just win a Super Bowl or try to win a Super Bowl with him.
Jason. Open arms with arms wide open.
Anytime, you can reconcile, with somebody that you had a little bit of beef with, it's a good thing. We're all family here. We have our little disagreements. We argue, we call each other names. And then in the end, you're like, hey, man, that's my bad. I was a little mad that day. I was a little hangry. I didn't eat right. I was emotional. That's on me. I just want to be home. And now he's back. He had more interceptions when he was with the Eagles than the Eagles had all of last season.
Yep.
We need that.
We do need that. And again, coming back here where the grass is greener, not on a turf field. Hopefully the injuries get knocked down. He did miss a little bit of time here. But again, I think the price is right. The time is right. And I'm not even trying to jump off my end and deep end. I'm not talking about no Super Bowl. I'm talking about acquiring the military arms race so I could go out there and do battle. And once I've acquired all the parts and the tools, I will do it. And I have no problem with him coming back here. Personally, I have been in moments where both of these guys have been pieces of shit via text message because he's talking about Jordan and this dude's talking about some fucking.
I was about to say something about MJ.
Ben Simmons. Yeah. And both of these punks are here attacking me about Ben Simmons. And I'm in the messages fighting for my life, and they coming to be like, "Hey, why you got this?" I'm like, man, this dude sucks. I don't hate you. I hate the situation. And the next thing I know, I'm like, yo, I got to go see these dudes in their face. I'm like, I'm not trying to kill you, but you're coming to be kind of hard in these text messages. And that was CjGj, and it's all good. You know what I mean? Philly is a rough city. We do try to steal your car. I expect you with this new contract to upgrade from a you know what I'm saying?
Maybe now I get it.
Push button Fabi. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That elevate your lifestyle so ain't nobody got to take it from you. I personally drive Hyundais, but I'm just saying, don't do it to yourself. You ain't got to worry about your car getting robbed. So we're happy to have him back.
Real quick. He just posted a tweet. He said, I do owe the fans of Philly an apology regardless. This is an amazing place, and we have some memories together. Let's go get us one.
That's all you need to say.
7
That's all
minutes
you
ago.
need to say.
Hey.
Now
Our bad too. You know?
Hey, look. It's all good in the hood, boo-boo. Like I said, I have literally been in fist fights and DMs with both of these guys, and we were cool the whole time. I'm sitting there like, yo, you think I got an attitude? You about to give me an attitude? I don't even got one yet. I'm just over here. We just talking sports. You know what I mean? I don't even talk to Jason's brother no more because I kept saying cupcake too many times because he's a KD fan. Sometimes people take it personal. Does it sports? So he's back. He apologized. We're good to go. Key West to Key Largo. Where else did Howie spend some money? He got the guy from the Jets,
Bryce Huff,
pass
rusher,
aka Little Hugh. What it do? little Hugh. It's a very similar situation. $51 million deal. People are like, he only played 42% of the snaps. Yeah, it had 10 sacks.
Right.
Okay. If you're new here, welcome to Philadelphia, where we have a rotational line, bitch, and no one is Superman unless you were Fletcher Cox for a 5-year window and you were the second best defensive lineman in the league after Aaron Donald. Other than that, that's why we had Long with Cox. You know what I'm saying? That's why we had the rotation that we did, because we're a rotational team. So if you can get Smith healthy and keep his arm straight or put it in a sling, we trade Sweat. It seems like Sweat might be getting traded. He said goodbye in a tweet. And we could keep Reddick. We got to keep one of them. I can't let them both go via trade or whatever. We got to do something. But it's going to be a rotational piece. And this guy is a young guy who
gets after it.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And he hasn't had the amount of snaps. But for me, that's less tread on the tire. He's fast. He's a pinball. When we played against him, he was trying to destroy us. So, I mean, look, how do you feel about it, Harry? You like that move?
I like it a lot. I mean, it's one of those things also where I feel like guys come to the Eagles, and now the Phillies too. Hopefully Nick Nurse can help change it. I know that the Flyers actually, you throw them in there too. I feel like people come to these teams and they're excited to have fresh starts, from especially coming from a team like the Jets. So I'm excited for him to just be even more rejuvenated, being in this rotation with the team. Again, 10 sacks and 42%. I mean, bump that up, bump the percentage up, you get more sacks, right? So, I mean, it's one of those things where I'm excited for just the moves Howie's making in the rotation. Like you said, we got to keep Hassan or Josh Sweat. I'm curious if you guys, like, of those two, do you have a big preference? I mean, I feel like I lean Reddick naturally, but I don't really know. You just got to keep somebody.
Go ahead, answer, Jason.
I would actually lean Sweat because he's 3 years younger and he's a little bit better against the run than Reddick. If you have Reddick and Huff, they're going to be light in the ass against the run on the edges. Reddick's the better pass rusher, but I'd rather have Sweat.
So let me tell you something. You're right about the inkling of what you just said. I'm running the NASCAR package out this bitch,
Speed,
and I'm getting linebackers. Yeah, Howie's going. I don't know if he does do the draft or whatever. We're getting linebackers. That's going to help slow down the run. These dudes up front got to get pressure. Pressure bust pipes. Keeps that secondary line, which we're going to talk about in a second. And I want Hassan Reddick. He was out there with a cast on, still ended up with 10 sacks. He's a veteran. He's from Philly. He cares. And Sweat just fucking disappeared. I don't know if he's good against the run. I don't know if he's good against nothing. All I know is I got Davis out here eating snacks, and if nothing else, he can clog up a lane or two when he's 400 pounds and he's not moving and chasing nobody. But these dudes on the edges, if we get back to that rotational field, somebody on IG, shout out to the peeps on IG, Sweat did play too many snaps, but at the same time, get more people in here, get more bodies in here. I'd rather keep Hassan, not for the youth, but for the punch, for the impact. That's my feel. Harry?
No, I feel like I was leaning towards Sweat initially, just because of kind of like, again, like Jason said, Hassan being more kind of a not one trick pony. I don't want to say that, but definitely more of like a focused kind of pass rusher. But you make a good point. I mean, we got to get pressure on the damn quarterback. At the end of the day, like, stopping the run a little bit. And honestly, your point about Jordan Davis was great, because I just think that I'm somebody that thinks he was a little bit overly criticized, I would say, at times. I think he showed a lot of good signs last year. His effort seems like it's there, so people acting like he's lazy and not trying to get in shape. Like, I think his effort's there, and he's just so big. Like, you need to play more and get the snaps, because if you're out for a little while, like someone that size, like, it's probably hard to maintain the fitness. So I'm excited for Davis to take another leap, Jalen Carter to take another leap, clog those holds, clog the middle, and then just go after the quarterback. So you convinced me. I'm with Reddick now.
And we've also got 92 million picks. We got 5 fifth rounders. We've got 72 fourth rounders. And that's where you go get some DNs, some guys for rotational purposes. Go get me an extra running back, somebody young and fresh and new. Howie, like I said, Howie is not great at anything other than money. Mm-hmm. But at some point, I believe now with veteran coaching and them asking for the parts that they need, our linebacker situation is going to be fixed with either youth or experience from a coach that knows what he needs to fill his program. They got the guy who's the architect of the bullshit system they want. They want bend but don't break. This is the king of bend but don't break. This is the guy that made all the little pound puppies that are running across the league with this defense. So get him what he wants and what he needs. And if you're lighting the ass on the run, it's all good. It's a passing league. Only certain teams have running backs and overpaid for them, and we're one of them. So I'm not worried about that. The best defense is a great offense. If I keep the ball for 3 quarters and they only get it for 1, I ain't worried about who the fuck is on defense, because we got the ball for a long period of time. And that's how we went to the Super Bowl. Time of possession, the Eagles were running at 65% efficiency for that year against trash-banded teams. But I expect more of the same next year when our first grade letter comes down and we don't have to play all the best teams and have one of the hardest schedules ever.
Oh,
so I think we're going to be good to go, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Who else do we give money to? A lineman.
Matt
Which
Hennessy?
One? No, not Hennessy.
Yeah.
Who?
Matt Hennessy from the Falcons, the guard center.
Oh, we gave money?
Yeah.
How much money? Like $3?
Yeah, like $3.
Yeah, he don't count. I'm talking about the big boy money we doled out to Mr. Good Morning. Landon Dickerson, 4-year extension, $87 million.
No, man.
$21 million. Ask my man what he was going to buy with his first little chunk of money. You know what he going to get?
Tractor trailer. I don't know. What did he say?
A lawnmower, zero
Yeah,
turn.
it's
He's been
close.
looking
I
at
was
one
close.
for a while. You close? My man getting a zero turn. I messaged you. Well, you messaged me actually, Jason, and I told you I was mad at how much money it was. And then an hour or two later, you came back and you was like, "Did you see what that other lineman got?"
Yeah, the guards got paid in free agency for some reason. The Panthers paid out.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you something. If you're a woman with a large chest, if you got a heavy stack up front, the most important thing for you in life is support and a good bra. And that's what the linemen are out there doing. They're giving that support.
I don't know where you're
I thought you were
going.
doing an ad read for a second.
Yeah, this for the only ladies know. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't play with enough bras like I do. I done felt a lot. I done seen. See, ladies even know one thing. Like if you get a good support bra, some of these weird little manufacturer dudes, there's palm hands inside the bra with little fake fingers, and they're just holding up the boobies like they're supporting it. You can feel little hands on the boobies. Y'all don't know about this. The ladies know what I'm talking about. That's support. They're letting you know that we're here to support you. And that's why you got to pay somebody like Dickerson, okay? Because he's out here giving that support. That's what the line's doing. I'm trying to let you know. And right now, I mean, Mr. Good Morning, he's a great guy. He's a good ambassador for the team. He is a stout, large individual. He has overcome his injury prone attitude problem situation, because everybody was saying coming out of college, he had 2 ankle injuries. Alabama guys run people to the ground, but he is held up. He's been sturdy, and so he deserves his money. Howie, again, with the money, he got in there early, so now it looks like a better deal. And I also know one thing about Howie Roseman and Lyman. He will go to you next year and say, "Hey, bro, can
we get some of that back?
Can we flip that to the next thing?" And then he'll make money for something else. So I'm not worried about that. So I'm glad he got his money. Good guy, good player, stout. Up until now, linemen are just there to do their job, even though now Kelsey has made it to the point where Dickerson better win me a Super Bowl for $87 million extension. That's all I'm trying to say. He better win me a Super Bowl.
Dickerson said he's ready to take over making those blitz calls and stuff too that Kelsey used to do, so he can help out and lead that line.
Yeah. So let's talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
How much pressure is on Jalen Hurts now? Right now, we still got moves to make. Things got to go. But right now, today, how much pressure, Harry, is on Jalen Hurts?
I think a lot. I mean, ultimately he didn't perform at the end of the year. It's one of those things that, like, if you look at him as an elite quarterback, which is what he was representing, going back to the Super Bowl season and throughout the beginning of last year, I would say, if you want to maintain that status, you need to be a guy that's a game changer, right? We talk about game managers versus game changers, and Jalen didn't seem like he was, again, injuries, whatever it might have been, but at the end of the year, when this stoic kind of like quote unquote guy that's always dropping these kind of these poems to everybody, it's like you need to be helpful in maturing the team and righting the ship. You need to be helpful in making plays when the team's not making plays, and I think both of those things that didn't quite happen the way we would have liked last year with Jalen, can't blame him fully, but again, that puts him now in a position where he needs to turn it around. If it's not turned around and there's regression and things like that, then it worries me, because then maybe all of a sudden we do start speculating that Jason Kelsey was, way bigger of a part of his success than we realized. So I think I'm confident in Jalen. I'm not saying that because I think it's going to be a downward spiral or anything, but I just think now it's like put up or shut up. Jason's gone. Kelsey's gone, not our Jason, but Jason Kelsey's gone, and we got to make sure that he's changing the game and not just hoping for someone to come in and tell him what to do.
First of all, shout out to the chat. See, Marie knows what I'm talking about. She out there giggling, and Kate knows exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all don't know enough about the ladies. I got the ladies covered on the show. I'm here for you girls. You know what I'm saying? Support hands.
I'm not airing out my life right now.
Hey, look. I'm not airing out nobody's life. I'm just telling you how the world works. You gotta have a good support bra. Sure. Jason is he under pressure? How much pressure is he under?
Was Jason Kelsey the support bra of the Eagles?
I'm just saying the offensive line is the support bra. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Some of them be push up, some of them support. You know what I mean? Some strapless. You know what I mean? Hey.
So you know how this fan base is, man. They love the backup quarterback. So no matter what the Eagles do, the starting quarterback for this team is going to be under the most pressure, the most scrutiny, and every mistake they make is going to just be magnified to the umpth degree. And every time it's the worst. But now they've added Barkley. They have all these weapons. Everybody's talking Super Bowl already, even though last year was such a disaster. And we don't know about the new schemes and all that. So he's under the most pressure. It's guaranteed. He's going to be under the most pressure, him and the coach.
They won 11 games last year. I give a ham sandwich about the pressure. There's pressure every single day in the NFL. So the pressure he got on his back, they done gave you all the weapons to alleviate pressure. There better be no pressure. The line is here. I know that emotionally you think Jason Kelsey is Rocky and Superman. He is a center, one of the best centers ever. He is one lineman. We have lost linemen and had to bounce back. I believe in Stoutland University. I believe in bringing up a guy like my Lotta off of the rugby team and making him an all-world left tackle. So I have no problem going forward with the line. I have no problem going forward with the offense. You give him Saquon Barkley, you give him Kellen Moore, I don't give a fuck what's going on. If Saquon takes a shit on the right side, you're going to see everybody move on the defense because they're scared to death of any kind of move that he makes. And then Kellen Moore is going to bring in motion so you can key in on the defense. If Landon Dickerson can't see it, I'm going to be able to see it on my TV. They're blitzing from the right. That's what motion does, and that's what changes. And having Saquon Barkley out there to keep you honest, because forget the RPO, it's going to be hell no when he throws that slip up the sideline. Imagine throwing a screen to a guy that has quads like you that can go bum rush through 9 people on the bad blocking pattern with a Quez Watkins who isn't here anymore, thank Jiminy Christmas. Yeah. So all the pressure in the world and no pressure at all. Jalen Hurts needs to go out there and ball. You got everything. It is a Madden-esque video game offense. And again, like I said, I don't care if Jason Kelsey's not here. It means absolutely nothing to me, because if there's a problem, then I'm also putting it on Jason Kelsey. He handpicked his replacement. Did he not?
Yes, he did.
And not only did he pick him, he trained him up for 2 years. Did he not?
Absolutely.
So if he's not ready to step in after Stoutland University, then I'm going to knock on Jason Kelsey's door and say, you gave me a bad batch of apples, get your ass out of retirement and come back here and save my mindset I'm kicking it at. So yes, under pressure, no doubt, but at the same time, zero pressure, because we all know if anything goes wrong, we're blaming it on Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni's out here begging for video game players like nobody's business. He's the new, what's the dude's name from the Cowboys? The coach.
Fucking Jason Garrett.
Jason Garrett. He's the new, that's what he's going to be doing.
No.
I'm sorry, Nick, but you ain't got nothing to do but support. You're like the extra bra on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? You're the backup bra with the strap that's missing. So I'm not really worried about that. So yeah, we got moves. We're making moves. Howie's out here, Rotisserie, Roseman, slow cooking. The draft is coming. CjGj back giving love. Everybody's excited. And it's just a good time in Philadelphia. It is a good time for us. And again, shout out to the chat. My boy Steve, always in the house. What up, Steve Fox on Facebook? He's always in here living his life. So let's go talk around the league. Let's start with Swift. Somebody in the chat said they're sad about Swift going to the Bears. I don't know what the fuck the Bears are doing, but I have no idea. But they picked up Swift. He got $24 million. Good for him. I would have been really upset about it if I didn't get Saquon or Jacobs. So we got Saquon, the quote unquote best running back. And again, running backs are getting paid if they are deserving of getting the money and they're a little bit younger and they have less tread. If you've got tread on your tire, you're looking at that underpaid $3-5 million deal. Look at Miles Sanders. Loved Miles Sanders, but he's always hurt. His last year he played his full year, had his best season as an Eagle. You let him go. He's crying on the internet. He's crying on the sidelines. People are crying for him. And I'm like, what are you crying for? He only played like that because it was his last year. And guess what happens? When you leave the Philadelphia Eagles and their top offensive line and you go play for a bottom league team, you sit on the sidelines and you get 500 yards and you cry about it and you look like you don't deserve any kind of money. So enjoy that deal that you got, and it is what it is. But Swift got a good chunk of money. You don't care what the Bears do. Hopefully he's on that. He thinks he's on that Edwards train where, you go out there to the Bears and had the most tackles or had the most rushes and you're doing good. They're going to have 2 quarterbacks this year. I wanted to cut off at the nose. Justin Fields is our backup. Jason alluded to it earlier. Philadelphia loves the backup quarterback. Harry, do you want Justin Fields to be our backup?
What? Hell no. Oh my God. That would just be like, oh my God. Jalen has like a 2-game stretch of looking bad, and it's going to be people asking.
We want Fields.
We want flip-flopping back and forth.
We want Fields.
It's going to be a mess. Like, you can ruin both players at once. Like, that's a bad idea.
So, Jason, I know that's what you were alluding to when you mentioned that. It turned from a Lombardi saying something dumb to now rumors that the Eagles want him. No one in the league wants him. They're letting his value tank.
Yeah.
And Jason, what do you think about Justin?
Well, the Bears completely misplayed that hand, and I don't know where this rumor came from that the Eagles won them, outside of the fact that the Eagles really value backup quarterback as a position ever since the Nick Foles stuff and everything.
Well,
they always want to have a high quality backup quarterback, and they currently do not.
He is black.
I'm
He
aware.
does
Yes.
have feet,
Yeah, and he played for Ohio.
and he played for Ohio State. So I mean,
So,
Yeah,
so
good point.
I definitely don't want to see him here. But right now, the big rumor quarterback that they're going to get is Easton Stick as their backup because he was going to follow Kellen Moore from the Chargers. That's not a high quality backup quarterback, but it's better than touchdown Tanner McKee.
yeah. Hey! Whoa! Watch your mouth, bro. It's Tanner time all the
It's
time,
Tanner time.
every time. I don't care what time of day it is. Daylight savings, moonlight, midnight, Tanner time all the time.
Preseason
Hey,
touchdown
hey,
Tanner
look,
time.
hey, guess what? Better than Mariota. I don't care what nobody say for the rest of my life.
Oh,
I put it on
geez.
everything. How he got another job, I have no idea.
He said he loves football again.
Oh, now he
Yeah.
loves football again. Yeah, he love that check
He's
and
a
have
good guy,
that.
yeah, he's just a good
Yeah,
guy.
He realized he don't have to play no more. So now he's excited about it. So that is good. I don't think that we need Justin Fields here. And I also think that the Bears are trying to fish him out to the Raiders. Now everybody wants to go to Raiders.
Yeah.
The Raiders just paid Minshew.
Yeah, I got Minshew. Yeah.
Got Minshew. Minshew, man, let me just tell you something. Let me look you in the eyes. If you're a person sitting here watching the show, I actually shout out to the stream. We got 121 people. We popping tonight. Like 15, 20, 30,000 people on the IG live. We appreciate you too. But let me just tell you something. If you suck at life, just believe in yourself. Just look yourself in the mirror, grow a mustache, and tell yourself that you are the best thing in the world. If you are a single woman, tell yourself you deserve 3 men, and maybe you might get one. If you're overweight like me, look into that refrigerator and say that you're going to eat a salad and pull out them 2 hot dogs instead. But I want you to lie to yourself the same way Gardner Minshew has lied to himself into becoming a starting quarterback in the NFL. My goodness, him and his Air Force One jacket and his father, there's no greater belief in this world than believing in yourself. And he's got himself a job. So I don't think that the Raiders are going to pick him up. I believe that what the Bears should do is hold on to him because they're only paying him $3 million. You draft Caleb. You let Caleb sit, learn, and watch for the first 4 to 5 games so you don't get him killed like you did with Justin. And then you wait for somebody to get injured, and then you flip him for a 3rd rounder in the beginning of the season where somebody will give you something for him. Because right now you're going to get a 6th round pick. What's the point in giving him up? You still need a backup quarterback. So just keep him. He's a good guy in the locker room. People like him. He understands the game. He's happy to be on any team. Yeah. He might not be a starter anymore. Just keep him Bears and wait and roll the dice and then see what happens and trade him before the deadline. That's what a good team would do. But again, we're talking about the Chicago Bears. So who knows? But you're right, Jason. They misplayed their hand, and you're right, Harry. We don't want it here because we want Fields to be pumping and jumping every other quarter.
The most respectful thing is that Sam Darnold got paid to be a starter also in Minnesota, and nobody wants Justin Fields. I'll take Justin Fields all day over Sam Darnold.
I just had a Sam Bradford flashback for a second.
Yeah.
Said that. I was like,
so shout out to Chris Piazza. We're going to talk about the linebackers. We do need linebackers. We're going to get them. Like I said, I think we're getting a draft. We're getting Trotter Jr. We're going to make a couple plays to get Trotter Jr. We're going to drop for Trot. But so my goodness, as far as the Vikings are concerned, they have a Walmart brand that they need to furnish in Minnesota. It is a very cold and desolate place, and you need a 6'2+ Caucasian man to run your franchise, and that's what they've done. Justin Jefferson is going to be traded. I don't know if you saw his jerseys are on sale for like $2.99.
damn.
They were like on fire sale out there in the malls and stuff like that. So I assume on draft night they might flip him somewhere. So you bring a Darnold in there. He's a good looking guy. He's not going to say anything crazy. He'll take the $7 million. And if you fake tank and then go get a quarterback the next year, you're totally fine with that. And then you reset your market and your brand, and that's what they're doing. So I have no problem with Darnold Bradford getting a little contract and his little $7 million. It means absolutely nothing to me. I get all my Caucasians confused. I can't tell them apart. What's that one meme? He's like, oh, is this Walmart Kirk Cousins? Is Target Kirk Cousins? So, you know, a lot of those value
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, exactly. Great value Kirk Cousins. Yeah, a lot of those Caucasians look the same to me.
Wait till they draft Michigan Kirk Cousins to be their quarterback.
There we go. Oh, Lord. So speaking of Kirk Cousins, $180 million. Again, shout out to Belief in flannel shirts and a fucking minivan. This dude has a wholesome, wonderful family. He buys all his clothes for under $9.99, and he got a $90 million guarantee contract, and he got $180 million, another $100 million guaranteed. He has finessed the league for being mediocre at best. His one great season was 13-4. Everything else, 8-8, 7-9, 7-4-1. Like, I mean, my goodness, this dude, Kirk Cousins, is cashing in at 500. And shout out to the Atlanta Falcons. They hired a black coach that they should have kept before when he was an interim. And he said, look, bro, let me just go 8-9 so I don't get fired again after one season. We got all these offensive weapons. Kirk Cousins is going to be dishing and wishing. That's if he can stand up straight long enough with that Achilles, because that is a big injury. But he's not a mobile guy anyway. They have a pretty decent offensive line. Their defense is trash and their organization is trash, but Kirk Cousins brings you stability, and that's good for them. What else? What other quarterback got moved? Oh, Russell Wilson, Harry.
Oh, yeah.
Harry.
Yeah.
Did I interest you
Yes.
in me fully paying for Russell Wilson's contract and you giving me 2 Snickers?
Yes.
Good deal?
Yes, I will do that. I will
Yeah.
take
So
a
what do
Snickers
you
and
think
Russell
about the
Wilson.
Steelers and Russell Wilson?
It's funny. My barber, shout out to Bud's Barbershop in here in Philly, but he's from Pittsburgh originally, so he's a Steelers fan, and he posted about Russell Wilson on his Instagram story, being like, "Fuck no," like so like worried about it. And I was like, whoa. I saw that. I was like, the Steelers got a good deal there, and I was like, what's the issue? And he was like, honestly, it's just that he's so corny. And I was like telling him that we were having that conversation about that. We wanted him besides the corniness maybe a little bit a few years ago. So I think it's a great deal for the Steelers, obviously. And if Kenny Pickett's throwing 6 touchdown passes and they're making the playoffs, then Russell Wilson throwing 20 or 30, could get them a lot further. So good defense. Russell Wilson, if he's got anything left, I think they're going to look good next year and make the playoffs again, probably.
Jason.
I never know what the Steelers are doing. They seem like they just want to get just above 500 and make that, final seed in the playoffs and just try and get in there and keep Mike Tomlin's streak of winning seasons alive. It doesn't seem like they're really trying to win stuff anymore. Russell Wilson's not going to take them to the Super Bowl. That's not a thing that they're going to be able to do with him, but it's a huge upgrade over tiny hands Kenny Pickett. Right? Why you giving me the eyeballs? Rough guy, get out of here.
Get going.
Right?
Get
Threw
going.
me off when you was looking at me.
No.
man. Yeah, but Russ is going to go on there. He's got to find his cool slogan for the Steelers. We don't know what it is yet, so he can start saying that over and over. I just have no idea what it's going to be. Something about a
Black
Yingling.
and yellow, black and yellow. He's just going to do a Wiz Khalifa. Take it back.
Yeah, no, Russ is washed, man. He's not that good anymore. If a team's paying you to go away and play for one of your rivals, then you're not that good anymore.
Russell Wilson just left a bird shit organization with a fucking dickhead for a head coach who talks shit about a guy and then came out with the same starting record. He doesn't even know how to coach. He went 0-5, and then that bitch went 0-5 too for all the coaching acumen he could do. And then Russell Wilson went out there and started cooking and had a 6-game winning streak. He beat the Chiefs, he beat the Raiders, he beat the rivals, and he was out there winning games. And Russ has still got something to tank. You know why? Because one thing that Tomlin, mediocre Mike, what they call him locally, I would never call him that. They call him mediocre Mike out there. Half the nation is split out there in Steelers country. Half of them love him, half of them want him gone. Mediocre Mike. You know what mediocre Mike's going to get? A 12-win season out of Russ. You know why? Because he went from a guy who you just said, Harry, 6 touchdown passes to Russell Wilson was out there cooking and booking in that dysfunctional organization last year. The only thing the Steelers need is a dude that's not going to throw 40 interceptions and can throw 25 touchdowns. And that's Russell Wilson. On top of that, he's humble. He got served. They shut him down last year, took away all his little toys and Chef Boyardee on the campus and all that kind of stuff. So he's coming in the Steeler Nation with Tomlin, who don't play no shit. He's going to keep his head down, do his job. Ain't nothing to do out there in Pittsburgh but go to work. And Mike Tomlin does all the slogans. You think Jalen Hurts is out here saying stuff out of book. Half the stuff he quotes are Tomlin quotes. The standard is the standard. It's been on a T-shirt and the Tomlin family for the last 20 years. So, I mean, I'm just letting you know. Russell going to have a whole bunch of corny shit to say, but going out there, they just got Patrick McQueen, Lightning McQueen out there, and the defense is going to be on and popping. That is one of the toughest divisions in football, and they bruise and they bang. And the great white Watt is out coming back off of injury. The defense is going to be smoking out there. And all Russell Wilson has to do is think and dunk and hand the ball off. And that is such an upgrade from Pickett. And maybe his hands will grow the next year and a half while he sits there and watch Russ cook. Russ is going to have a resurgence. Are they going to win a Super Bowl? Hell no. But are they going to look better than mediocre Mike had in a long time? Yes, because they're too good to get a quarterback in the draft. That's their problem. So that this might be their patch to bridge to equality. But mediocre Mike, how dare you be so disrespectful, Jason?
Russ doesn't cook anymore. He just microwaves
Hey,
things.
hey,
Yeah, Boyardee. He's Chef Boyardee now, exactly.
Yeah.
I just told you about Rotisserie Roseman. Not everybody be cooking. They look
Hey,
like they're cooking
They
shit.
got the rotisserie chicken sitting out front of the Acme, you know what I'm saying? That's
Hey,
still
look,
good. It's still good.
hey, look, sometimes it goes bad. I know we was all here, Georgia bird dogs. And then what happened? Half of the dogs can't hunt, the other one's overeating. I mean, there's a whole lot of shit going on before I just go out here and just Howie's cooking with Howie season.
Don't bring it up,
Anywho,
Nolan Smith, yep.
we're gonna find out. I said Lightning McQueen's out there too. The Steelers out there making moves. Who did the Giants gave a linebacker $150 million? Panthers Brian Burns.
Oh, he's a defensive end.
Well, they called him
Yeah,
linebacker.
oh yeah.
Hey, look, hey, you.
Let us
I'm
know,
just
Jason.
going by what they said. They called him a linebacker out here.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I'm like, how you giving somebody $150 million? And how? What are the Giants doing?
I like how the Giants fans, after they, did their little sad thing about Saquon, all of a sudden they're like, anyway, we don't want to pay a running back and a safety either. We just want to get a DN because the position is more important. Something as an Eagles fan I've said many times, but it just sounded funny coming from them crybabies.
And again, what are you doing on your team that this one man's going to make? Is it Michael Knight? Is this Knight Rider? One man can make a difference, like $150 million. And again, you said he's defensive end. Why is the league calling him a linebacker?
He's just an edge pass rusher, kind of like how Reddick is.
Yeah, hey, look, all I know is Reddick be on that edge all the time until they freaking got Pencil Boy in there, had him dropping back. He was on the defensive line. This, I don't care what happens. That's a waste of money. That's trash panda funds available. And what are the Giants doing?
Their D line is going to be a little bit tough though, but they're still going to suck.
Don't give them any credit.
I got a little bit of credit.
They just did it so they could have a headline so that they could be in the newspaper so the fans could think something's good. I don't know. It just doesn't make. They have no quarterback. What the hell is there?
Austin Eckler with the Commanders. Bum.
Did Aaron Jones went to the Vikings too, right? That's the little rivalry.
Got cut immediately signed with the Vikings.
Yep.
Derrick Henry to the Ravens is the big one.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry to the Ravens.
That was a good deal too, right? That was like what,
$20 million,
something like that. Yeah.
That's a great deal. So the Ravens are one of those smoke and mirror teams. When Lamar's there, even off and on for the last 4 years, they haven't had a number one rusher that's had over 1,000 yards.
Right.
It's Mark Ingram was the last one.
Right.
So for the last 4 years, Henry's had over 1,000 yards every year. Even when he gets banged up and he misses probably like 2 or 3 games a year, but he's always healthy. He's had more touches than everybody else, but he's also bigger than everybody else. Mm-hmm. So I am like, wow, how that team's going to look running downhill and smashing you in their face with Jackson and the juggernaut coming downhill at you. That's going to be scary.
My only question with that is when they run the read option stuff, if Henry can do that, because that's just not his style of running.
That's a good call.
I tell you what, though, if you saw those two in the backfield doing a read option, I wouldn't know where to go. So I mean,
exactly.
Jackson, because you don't want to tackle Derrick Henry.
Yeah, you're right.
you always pick Lamar.
You can't.
Right.
That's one-on-one with Derrick Henry in the backfield. I don't know about that.
Yeah. The Bengals were going to release Joe Mixon,
traded him to the
and
Texans.
they trade him to the Texans. I don't know what the deal is, but he was owed $5 million. I think that's a great deal. There was talk out there in Texas that they were in on Saquon, and Saquon with Stroud out there would have been scary times because Stroud is already in the mix. I'll say it every week, every time possible. The Texans will reach a Super Bowl before the Dallas Cowboys do again with Stroud at their quarterback. I believe in him, so that's a good deal for them picking him up. He's going to be happy. He's still a solid back. It's just the Bengals are in a situation where they don't want to pay anybody, and once they paid the quarterback, Higgins wants to get traded because he doesn't think he's going to get top dollar because they look at their other wide receiver,
Jamar
Chase, who is the number one receiver. He's going to get that top dollar, so he doesn't want second top dollar. So it's a whole thing. Something we're going to have to deal with soon with Devontae.
He'll get extended this year.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he gets extended at the end of the season. I think they do it after the year.
They'll try and do it this year so it can roll into whatever cap money they have this year that'll be left over.
Okay.
But they had to do Dickerson first because Smith has the 5th year option where if things get jammed up, they can always just pick that up.
Exactly.
Also, the Texans signed Daniil Hunter after they got Joe Mixon. They got the pass rusher from the Vikings. So they had another weapon on that defense that was already good. The Texans are, they're on the up.
Yeah, the Texans are making
moves
moves
a lot. Actually, I think he's really consistent every year. So he's going to be great for them.
There was a defensive lineman.
Christian Wilkins went to the Raiders.
Went
About
to Raiders.
Max Crosby, Christian Wilkins on that line. That's going to be scary.
Mac Jones is now backing up the prince that was promised,
Trevor Lawrence,
in Jacksonville, and
then they overpaid Gabe Davis to come be another mediocre receiver in that offense.
They did. Hey, we got a problem.
Backpack.
Drew Lock is the backup out there.
He's gonna be the starter.
I was gonna say veteran backup. What is this? He's like a year older than
he's gonna be taking Daniel Jones' job. Just you drafted Saquon when you shouldn't have drafted him anyway.
Correct.
He was he was the number one player in that draft, but you should have drafted him there. Then you go and get Daniel Jones. You give Daniel Jones all that money. It's just an embarrassing situation for the Giants as a whole. Falcons take wide receiver Darnell Mooney, 3 years, $39 million.
He got paid more than Saquon. How do you feel about that?
Like
receivers get paid, man. That's crazy.
Dude, I mean, for real.
It's a passing league, bro. It is what it is.
Shouldn't you be good though?
No,
I'd rather draft a receiver than try and pay Mooney.
NBA. It's like Jaylen Brown getting 60 mil is the equivalent of this sort of stuff at this point.
And some things are who you play with. You might see things on tape where like, this guy's getting open. This guy's available. The quarterback is dog shit and not getting him the ball. So there's things that come into play with that why guys get money. I'm not trying to stick up for him. But anyway, so we talked about Aaron Jones.
I saw Kyle Pitts said he was going to wear number 8 because I guess Kirk's number is number 8. And I'm just like, how serious is that shit? Because I saw the thing the other day, not to go on a little tangent, but Chris Paul and D-Wade saying that Chris Paul didn't go to the Heat because Chris Paul wouldn't needed to wear number 3 and D-Wade wasn't giving it up. And that's why I'm just like, if these guys are going to create legitimate issues over the numbers, I mean, give it to the fucking quarterback, right? Like, I don't know.
He throws you the ball.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and he'll probably give you a little bit of money, I'm assuming, for the number, but, just give it to the quarterback.
Well, that's also part of the game.
Yeah,
that Cole's cash.
Yeah, a lot of that. Yeah, a lot of that's greasing the wheels. Hey, bro, you just got 180 million.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up my number.
Yeah, you're right.
I go that number. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It is what it is. So anything else good happen out here? Do we care about? You talked about Minshew. You talked about Singletary with the Giants.
Yeah.
Huh? Didn't see that. Don't care about that.
Whatever,
I wanted McKinney. I wanted Xavier McKinney, but he got paid way too much money by the Packers. The Packers
$17 million a year.
Woo! The Packers not gonna spend
They said
that
the
money.
Eagles were super close to getting him, and then the Packers just went over the top with that
The
deal.
first year, the Packers have really done anything in the offseason too. So
yeah, especially on defense. I mean, if I was Aaron Rodgers, I'd be hot. I'd be like, yo, bro, now y'all want to go out there and spend money on people.
Aaron Rodgers' first year, what did they go like 5-13 or so? I forget, or not. That's not the right math there, but 5-11 or something like that. I mean, I don't know what type of moves they made for him early, but I feel like maybe it's a little bit of the Jordan Love performance in the playoffs and stuff like that.
Yeah. You feel like you could strike now, and you also look around, you see the Vikings falling off and falling apart.
Yes.
And then you think you're only contending with the Lions in the division, really, because the Bears are still trash banding. So you're like, strike now. They picked up again. We talked about that Josh Jacobs, which I think is a great. Yeah. He is another top flight running back. Gabe Davis.
I saw it ranked as like a kind of neutral move for them. I'm curious if you guys have any opinion on that, because I've seen Aaron Jones as a great running back, obviously for his whole career, and maybe he's
injuries, old tread, not worth the re-extension with the money for the age and the injury, because he gets nicked up a lot.
That's fair.
Then what else?
Talk about Dak's brother criticizing the Cowboys, saying the Eagles have the best front office in the NFL.
Well, I'm saving the Cowboys. I'm just running down this list. We're gonna end with the Cowboys.
Jameis to the Browns to be the back.
Jameis, baby. I saw that.
Yeah.
I love
He wanted to be
Jameis.
a starter, but God told him
He's gonna be a starter. Deshaun is not gonna last.
Deshaun's not playing football anymore. Deshaun's
Deshaun's
the
done.
worst contract in NFL history. Shout out to Crab Legs himself. That's my guy.
He had
I'm
a
happy for him.
funny ass interview over the weekend.
Oh, he's just a great human being.
He's so
He's
funny, man.
in the world of NIL. What did they try to do to this man?
Yes,
They tried to ruin this man and assassinate his character when everybody in America has lived in the hookup situation.
Yes.
And by hookup, I mean you go out here and you give me a little extra
Yeah.
slice of ham at my shop. You know what I'm saying? Everybody done did it.
Man.
Washington signed a bunch of guys, but only a couple names that were decent. I like some of the signings they did, but nothing was special. Nothing really stood out.
The Titans getting Pollard is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
That didn't make sense. They have a running back that they drafted to take Derrick Henry's spot, and Tajay Spears.
Yeah, it's a 2-back system. You can't have one without the other. And I guess that's what they're thinking. Michael Pittman, the Colts, 3-year finalization on that deal. And again, Higgins wants a trade, which I think is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, poor Burrow.
Yeah, Burrow needs them weapons.
People keep trying to say Higgins to Minnesota with draft picks so they can get all the LSU boys back together with Jefferson.
Damn, that would be a little
so
twist.
crazy.
That would be crazy.
For 1 year, that'd be so
crazy.
That would be but you ain't got no quarterback though.
Oh, they would. Oh, they
Bro,
go
he's
to.
saying Jefferson go to
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying Jefferson
with Jamar.
Yeah,
That would be
that won't
fucking-
happen because the Bengals are cheap.
Nah, the Bengals are cheap, and that is the problem. Baker Mayfield, $115 million extension.
Baker.
He deserved that. I'm happy for Bake Show.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm telling you, Russell Wilson. If you humble yourself, you go to a place with a pre-made team and do your mammy jammy job, you too can
Running
get a
that Arthur
3-year, $100
Smith
million
offense in
deal.
Pittsburgh.
That's right.
Najee Harris, though, I don't know, man. He's not looking the best year over year.
Taylor Warren time in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Chris Jones got that big money, though.
Yes, good
They deserve
signing,
to get that
obviously.
big money, though.
Gotta keep
Tyler
that
Lockett, 2-year restructure. And yeah, I think that's
The Deion Dawkins thing. Did you see he tweeted that he was leaving Buffalo before he re-signed 10 minutes later?
oh yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, that was funny.
People were sad in
roller
Buffalo.
coaster.
Yeah, Mike Evans took his extension.
Mhm.
All right, so that's the end of that. So now let's talk about the Cowboys, and we'll circle back to the Eagles, and we'll get out of here for the night.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell me something about the Dallas Cowboys. Go ahead and say it again for the people.
Mhm.
They signed no one.
Oh,
They tried though, right? They tried. I heard they was trying.
Yeah, they have no money.
what do you mean?
Like, their cap situation is broken. I think they have like $4 million under the cap or something like that.
I
Something
saw
weird.
Michael Parsons tweeting about stuff too, like
Oh,
laughing
you know
at
he's
reviews.
sick that
He's so
Saquon is
sick.
here.
And it's also he's not beating the I wish I was an Eagle allegations anytime soon, because it's just constantly he can't help but react to us doing anything positive. And when we got
Oh,
Jalen Carter, I mean the
That's not safe
draft,
for kids.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh my god.
Skip Bayless at real Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
All in, comma, my ass. And let me tell you something for the audio listeners. That comma has saved lives.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, look, let me tell you something. I've never seen a comma put an S on his chest, but I'm telling you
Yeah.
right now, all in my ass.
Oh.
As a married man, that is a dangerous proposition to put those words in succession and
Yeah.
to hit the button online.
She's
Oh, that
waiting.
comma out here working. That comma is the Bruce Lee of pronunciation out here. It is out here. Wah, 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 wah. All in my ass, comma.
Ooh.
Yeah, he had to proofread that one multiple times
Yes, he
before hitting
did.
send.
Yes, he
Like,
did. So it's funny because Jerry Jones, again, who never shuts up, never stops running his mouth, came out into the media on his radio show to America, to the world, and said, I'm tired of fucking around. We're all in. We're going to do it. Are you going to re-sign Dak? We're all in. How is your team this broken? You are the general manager, the mouthpiece, the GM. You got Jerry's world, all the money in the world. And the fact that you're not even doing backdoor deals good enough to have any kind of funds available to get anybody is embarrassing. Embarrassing. Now, there's a lot of people out here, Eagles fans, are talking about Super Bowl and Howie season and spending money, and you can't buy a Super Bowl, and they're trying to buy things back. The difference is at least you got the money to do it. Right now, in the world of inflation and shrinkflation, if you're watching this, thank you for watching, because I know you're probably broke and you can't go out and enjoy real entertainment. So you're stuck in the house with us. That's why we're doing this show together. That's why we don't even see each other in person, because gas is high, the bills are high. I need to turn these lights off right damn now because my electric bill's going crazy. So Jerry Jones not having money when you're a billionaire to upgrade your team, and you let Pollard go, you let go of your coaches. What are you doing out there with America's team? It's an embarrassment. It is a travesty. How about them Cowboys? Shut the fuck up. It's our year. You are a Brokeback Mountain bitch ass team, and nobody respects you. You can't even respect yourselves. Micah Parsons wants to be here so fucking bad. It hurts. It hurts. Harry, you got anything to say to the Cowboys?
I mean, fuck the Cowboys. That's
always.
Like to say the Cowboys. We're just hearing their name so many times. I'm just like, fuck them. But at the same time, it's beautiful to watch them, shoot themselves in the foot and the knee and whatever other spot they're shooting themselves. Because Jerry Jones, I don't know if he's just, I don't want to make light of dementia and Alzheimer's and stuff like that. But he must have forgotten how to do like half the shit that he did in the, in the '90s to get the players that he got. Because at this point, he hasn't made good moves in a long ass time, and no moves and talking all the big talk. It's like he must just literally hear himself say shit like this and just love it and get euphoric about his own voice, and then just think that's fine, because all in and doing nothing is just like literally, how do you not understand that doesn't align together? I mean, I'm happy to see it. Micah, come home, we want you. So fuck the Cowboys.
Jason, what'd you say the brother said?
What? Oh, he said his name's Tad. Tad Prescott. He said,
are you serious?
Have the best front office in the NFL. It's clear.
And
it is. They actually do have the best front office in the league. I don't know how they are constantly under the cap so far. That's why they pay Barkley the extra money. People are like, they'll never pay a running back like that. But for the Eagles, it doesn't matter. They're never up against the cap. So,
and like I started to show off with, I'm not dating you, but that don't mean I'm not dating.
Right.
I'm sorry, Grozilla. I'm not dating you, but I'm out here dating. So I give Roseman a lot of issues and problems because he isn't perfect. And sometimes, the radio try to give him a parade and people try to jump on the bandwagon a little too early for my liking. So I just like to keep him in perspective and check, because he isn't a football guy, because when he has a couple wins, he goes out there and bangs his chest. Jason, many people tell me I'm a great father. Many people say that I'm a good dad. Many people say I'm doing a great job. I don't walk around and say it myself. I just go out there and be the dad that I'm trying to be, and then other people look at me and say I'm doing great. I mean, I don't correct them. I agree with them, but I don't walk around saying, I'm the best dad. I just try to be the best dad I can be. Howie's out here. Howie got the cup and everything. I'm a football guy, and look what I did. Shut up, Howie. Just do your job. I want you to do your job, get the job done, and that's all I care about. Shout out to the Sixers the other night. Neither one of you losers checked in on the Sixers versus the Knicks.
I checked in not with my eyes on the game, but I checked in the stats.
You checked in later.
I'll tell you what, my dad texted me 37-31, and I was just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I was like, that have no reference point to what that could mean. Like, is that the score in the first quarter? I kind of started to think that, and then I checked the score, and I was like, damn.
Don't check their score for tonight.
Yeah.
So skip it.
Tonight is going to be crazy. I was trying to.
Guess, hold on. Don't look. How many points did Tobias score tonight?
Where are we at
in
the
game? Don't look. It's over.
Well, this is
how many points did Tobias score?
10.
2.
Damn.
In 26 minutes.
1
for 6.
What was the score of the game?
106-79 Knicks.
Woo! They bounced
79
back
twice, 2 in a row.
Yeah. Right, they bounced back. It was a football game the other day. I told Jason, this is a soccer game. It was like 3-4. And that's
a high scoring soccer game, Doug.
I checked it on halftime just because the Sixers were up by 10.
Yeah.
It was like 53 to like 42. And I'm like, Sixers? So I watched the second half, and it looked like the 90s basketball that everybody tells me that LeBron James couldn't play in. Terrible shot selection, horrible offense, banged up defense where you're just falling into each other and laying on top of each other, and the refs were swallowing their whistles. So it was just bad basketball.
Then we get the bad news that Embiid's not close to coming back yet too today.
Well, yeah, super duper sad. And he's out here subtweeting, doing what he's doing. Shout out to the
Whatever,
Flyers.
keep
They
his
won
mental
tonight
right.
against the San Jose Sharks 3-2. I just wanted to check that
Yeah.
score.
Coach suspended.
Oh, Tortorella getting. I was gonna say that whole deal with him getting suspended for just standing on 10 toes. Like I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. on the sideline. I love that shit so much, man.
$50,000 fine, free torts.
GM's paying, or I forget if it was GM or president who said it, but someone.
President's paying it. That's right, straight
He said,
cash,
I'm
homie. I
paying
got
this
you.
shit. And I was like,
Do
dude,
what
that
you do.
is some.
I need my boss to do that.
Exactly.
Pay my fines.
Pay my
So
tickets.
so if you made it to this part so far, go over to our YouTube channel and hit subscribe for your boy. I'd appreciate it. I'm trying to get us over a certain threshold of like 500, then I can push to 1,000, then I can start making some money off the internet, not you. Next week, I think I want to give away some Sixers tickets to try and boost that up. So if you're a subscriber, that's the way you're going to be able to win these tickets. So you might as well get a head start before I announce it. And if you're asking why I'm giving away Sixers tickets, is because I'm not going to go sit in nosebleeds with no Joel Embiid. But if you want to take somebody else to go, look, hey, if the people know nothing else, if you made it this far, I'm telling the truth. If you want some free tickets, you want to get your butt in the building and clap your hands, everybody, it's the 76ers, and watch the team go out there with heart and gristle. Like I said, they just beat the Knicks with nobody but me, you, and Harry out there on the court. I gave the best sex tickets of my life, just like I told one of these ladies, look, you get 3 pumps. I'm doing the best I can. And that's what the Sixers did out there against the Knicks. They went out there, got a George W., and at some point you too could do the same. But that's only if you go to YouTube and hit subscribe on the show. We'd appreciate it. Also, if you're in the MMA and you're in the fighting, if Harry could get his life together, his microphone fixed, he's out here doing Harry Aristotle MMA days where he's out here giving the previews and the recaps of what's going on with that. And next week, we will talk about Mike Tyson and Jake from State Farm going at it on Netflix, bringing back one of the biggest boxing matches in America. This is Mike Tyson, and he's like 90,000 years old, and he's still going to knock this dude out. But it is what it is. We'll talk about that. But again, follow the channel, follow the show. Jason is on the internet, and Harry's on the internet. I'm Black Gritty. I'm always in your face. You don't have to listen to me. I appreciate you for being here on the Instagram, the YouTube, the Facebook, wherever you may be. And if you learn nothing else, support bra sometimes had these weird fingers. And if you haven't seen them, you ain't been with enough ladies. I'm just saying, I've seen them. I was like, what? Why you got hands inside the thing? They're like, yeah, that's weird, right? I'm like, I guess it would feel good, the little fake fingers. Anyway.
Are they Kenny Pickett hands?
They are, because they're real tiny. And they come in the corner. They don't come to the full nipple chart. They just in the little side. Like I said, give us support. The ladies know. I'm your boy, CjGj Stone, a.k.a. Black Gritty. Thanks for watching another episode of Gritty Nights.
Howie season.
Howie season, Rotisserie Roseman. We got it. CjGj.
Ooh.
Saquon Barkley. Talk to y'all. We're out.